Sunday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Cheers. I am kind of excited. It's been a while since I've had the spots, to be honest. Let me know if my sound's good. It's coming off a little weird on my end, but it could just be the headphones. Let me know what you have in your glass this Sunday. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Let's see who we have in here today. We had Kathy Huey first. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Kathy. We've got Top Dog. Cheers to you, Top Dog. We've got Eric Gunderson. Cheers, Eric Gunderson. Hope you're doing good. Cool Running. Hi, Stacy, folks in chat. Cheers. Cheers to you, Cool Running. Hope you're doing good. We got Liz B. Cheers, Liz. The sound is spot on. Okay. Then it's just, I'm going to pull one out. Yeah, that's way better. It's just the headphones. Hey, Taste and Sensibility. Cheers, everybody. So I wanted to do, I thought, well, actually, I was going to do a pre-gaming for Kentucky kind of stream because we're going to the Bourbon Trail again next weekend. And I kind of thought more about it and I thought, I'm going to get my fill of bourbon next weekend. I'm probably going to be over it. So I'm going to do an Irish stream tonight. And I had not really visited the spots in a long time. So I'm going to go through the ones I have, which I'm realizing I'm out of a couple. When I started pulling bottles an hour ago, like, wow, I thought I had some more of that. And then I remembered Blue Spot. I'm out of Blue Spot, which is what Eric is drinking. Eric has poured him some Blue Spot. Yeah, I had a couple of them and I'm completely out. So I'm going to have to pick up a Blue Spot. I might see if I can get it a little cheaper in Kentucky because it's a little pricey here in Ohio. Hey, cheers, Amy O'Byrne. Just poured some Gold Spot. Which Gold Spot, the 9 or the 13? I have both, and I am going to be trying them here. Got Dave Vogel saying, cheers to you. Derek, did I say, I don't know if I said hi to you, Derek Whiting. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Derek. Hope I said hi to you. We got James Morgan, evening all, and cheers. Cheers to you. Kathy has some Union Hall 7-year in the Glen tonight. Is that an American whiskey? I'm not familiar with that one. Peter White, cheers to you. Having some Blue Spot as well. Have a few of these guys. Yeah, I had a couple of them, to be honest. And I kind of I brought a bottle downstairs and hit it kind of hard and didn't realize I did not have the backup to the backup like I normally do. Hey, cheers. Hey, cheers, Canadian Chris. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Amy's drinking the 9-year. 9-year. Okay. We're going to compare those two side by side. Pint of Magners in the glass and a few spot bottles to pour along with everyone. I have obviously with our Wolfhound that was named Magner, I have a soft spot for Magners. We've got well, actually we don't have a Magner sign, we have a Bulmer sign downstairs. Oh, it jumped on me. Hey, hello again, whiskey friends. Cheers, Jeffrey Wack. Hope you're doing well. Still looking for that spot. I am starting with the classic. I thought, let's go. We need to have a control. So I am starting with the original Green Spot. And I actually had to open this one. I did not realize I got a full bottle and it tells you how long it's been since I've gone to the spots. It's been a little bit. I think it's been since I got back from Ireland. Hey, Rich Easy. Cheers to you. Hello again, Stacy and whiskey friends. Oh, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. I think I got everybody. All right. So we're starting with the original Green Spot. I'm sure probably most of you, if not all of you, have had Green Spot before. Green Spot is these are all Michelin Sun, which is, of course, under the umbrella of Pernod Ricard in Middleton. So the differentiation between Green Spot and Redbreast. Redbreast is more malted barley to unmalted barley. Green Spot is a 50-50 malted barley to unmalted barley. Green Spot is also more bourbon cask finish. But that unmalted barley really is what brings out those fruity notes of the Green Spot. It always reminds me of kind of like a green apple Jolly Rancher mixed with caramel or like a saltwater taffy. You definitely get it's kind of a summery whiskey. Hey, cheers, Doug. How are you? Hey, all just back from 2 days. You went to Dublin Whiskey Live. I'm so jealous. I am definitely very, very jealous. It looked like it was a blast. It was a great time. Saw lots of great whiskey that was released at Whiskey Live. I'm hoping to go at some point. I'm going to go. Whiskey Live, Dublin Whiskey Live, and Belfast Whiskey, or Cork Whiskey Fest and Belfast Whiskey Week. Okay, so there's three that I want to go to. But it looked like there was some really great whiskey to be had there this year. I heard a lot of good things about the Dunvilles, the Dunvilles 13 year that was released at Whiskey Live. I heard that was a banger. The Culloden Rum and Raisin, that was a stout finish. Heard a lot of good things about that one. For those of you who don't know, Whiskey Live is a big. It's probably it's not even probably. It is the biggest whiskey festival in Ireland, and very similar to our bourbon festivals we have here, the ones in Kentucky, and it's on that scale there. So a lot of great whiskey. You get to meet all these great makers, get to talk to all these great people, and I definitely want to go one day. A couple of my friends have gone. Thank you, Kathy. Mind everybody hit that like button. So let me know if you are a Green Spot fan. When we go to the bar, honestly, it's kind of my go-to pour. I pick Green Spot over Redbreast 12 myself. I like the kind of the sweeter, fruitier notes to it. I like the apple. I like the caramel. Eric's currently out of green and yellow. All the others are present and accounted for. I did just pick up a yellow and I did not remember to grab it. So it is 2 floors below me. So I'll make do without the yellow, but I got several of the others. But the green, yeah, I was surprised when I opened the green. I didn't remember when I picked up a bottle of it. I think somebody picked it up for me. And I just have not gone back to them. So it does remind me of kind of I hate to call it a beach whiskey, but it does remind you of kind of, it's a saltwater taffy, a lot of green apple caramel, a lot of vanilla. Oh, never had a Green Spot, only blue. Kathy, or Liz, you should be able to, if you go to an Irish pub, they probably would have Green Spot. They might have Green Spot on the shelf, and you could probably get a pour of it, see if you like it before you invest in a bottle. That's a great way to try whiskeys, is to go to a whiskey bar where they might have it and try them that way before you invest in a whole bottle of it. I think it's down to, well, it bumped up in price here in Ohio. I think I had my friend pick me up this one in Kentucky. I think it was $55. I always get the apple and Green Spot. Great bottle. Yeah, it's unique that I get that. It's that green. It's that Granny Smith apple. Hey, it's D.A. Scotty. How are you doing? Cheers to you. It's good to see you. The Layoville Barton is my favorite of the greens. Eric, you are in luck. That's going to be coming up here. It sounds good. Let's meet in Ann Arbor. That actually is not that far of a drive for me. That is not. I think the last time I was in Ann Arbor was at a Ohio State Michigan football game, but it was not that far. Okay. So I am gonna pour the next one here. I'm gonna pour a couple of these. We're gonna need 3 glasses. So Green Spot was the first of the spots, and I think everybody knows the story as how the spots got their name. Back in the day when Mitchell and Son was first casking their whiskey, they wanted a way to differentiate it, so the workers could instantly know. And some of the workers at that time, unfortunately, were not as educated, were not completely literate, and so they painted the different colored painted spots on the casks, and that's how they told them apart. So this was, I believe it was 8-year. Let me think off the top of my head. I think yellow was 10. Thinking off the top of my head. So that is how, and then red was 15. So that's how they told them apart. So one thing that the Spots did is several years ago, they released a series of wine finish spots. And those were based on what they call the wine geese. And what that was were people from Ireland who had traveled to other countries and created these wineries. They were Irish operated and owned wineries. And so the first in the series, which we are going to try here, did I not? No, I didn't take it out, is Eric's favorite and mine, which is Chateau Level Barton. Now, the good thing about these also is these are a little bit higher ABV. So where the green spot is just 40% ABV, 80 proof, the Chateau Level Barton is 46% ABV. I'm going to pour that one first. And I'm going to get all these poured. The Level Barton is the one I go through probably more than any of the green spots, even the regular green spot. So I'm right there with you, Eric. I end up that's my favorite of all the green spots that I've had, except for the single cast. The single cast was amazing. Green spot Level Barton looked a little pricey in Alberta, considering I could get the blue spot out there for 120 Canadian. That is a great deal. Yeah, for blue spot. Yeah, that's a really good deal. I don't know what it is here in Ohio now. It was up to 150. I also don't know what the conversion would be on that. I've got to update my app to check. Hey, cheers! Gas VA 911. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. We're drinking through some spot whiskeys. Hey, Donner, cheers to you. How you doing? Oh, come on here, app. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, 150. $150 now. Be like 90. Yeah, that isn't, I don't blame you. That's an outstanding deal for Blue Spot. Considering here it's $50 more. That is nuts. Oh, you have quite a few new distilleries using red wine casks. Yeah, I think it's really kind of caught on. 8604 according to Google. Yeah. Way cheaper than $150. So yeah, I will be looking for a blue spot in Kentucky before I just jump into that one. So the second in the Wine Geese series that was released after Leoval Barton was Chateau Montelena. Now, where Leoval Barton was done at a winery in France, this one, Chateau Montelena, was done in California in the Napa Valley. This one is probably my least favorite of the three. So I have not. I got a couple when it released, and I have not gotten another one. But I do know a lot of people that do really like it. Hey, Kilko, cheers to you. Kilko Whiskey Musings. Kilko will be going live at 7 o'clock tonight. He's doing some samples. Speaking of samples, Kilko, you have a gift on the way. I am so sorry for the delay. I actually threw in a couple extra samples for you since you've been so patient. Hey, cheers, Tom Black. Hello, everyone. Long story short, I'm slightly buzzed. You know, today was one of those days that it would have been real easy to happen, especially if you were drinking beer, because it was so hot today. It was every bit of like 85 degrees. I started actually. I didn't think we had any left, but Line and Kugel Summer Shandy is like one of my go-tos. That and Goose Island, they have like a lemonade shandy, and those are kind of my go-tos for summer beer. I absolutely love the lemon shandy beers. And I didn't think we had any left. And I walked in the garage, and my husband was taking a break from power washing, and walked into the garage, and he's drinking one. I'm like, where'd you get one? And he points to yes, we have a garage fridge. And there was one left, and I grabbed it, and I started drinking it, and it was going down so quick, and I'm like, all right, I didn't even can't get tipsy before my stream. So it's in the fridge downstairs. So after this, I will be enjoying that summer shandy. Now, I went to work out, and as I was leaving, I saw a spot on my ceiling. That spot was actually, oh shoot, 14 inches of my broken pipe. Oh no. Oh, that sounds like an ordeal. Oh, I hope everything works out. Hey, Anthony, Bourbon Neophyte. Cheers to you. Anthony also has a package on the way. Anthony is going to be going live at 7:30 tonight. He is having some post-birthday pours. If you are not subscribed, make sure you do. Great channels. We're your Sunday lineup. Oh, your Irish collection's small. Almost all Middleton, Spots, Redbreast, Powers, Jamesons. You have a Teeling, McConnell's, and a High and Wicked. Scotty, you have a decent collection there. Let me tell you, you've definitely got some good stuff, and you've got all the big names, and those are some good ones to start with, especially the Powers and the McConnells. A lot of people don't know the McConnells. I like McConnells myself. Good news, Teeling out of administration have have they started producing again? That's really good news. There have been a few. There's a lot of Irish whiskey distilleries, honestly, right now. They're paused production. I know it's happening a lot here in the States now. Honestly, like a year before the States, the bourbon industry started having trouble, Irish whiskey had quietly started having trouble. And it's kind of come out a little bit more. But everybody seems to be, so far, everybody's okay. I don't think any of the brands have gone under, and even Waterford had a buyer. Powers Court for Cullen, they got some new funding, so you're going to be able to still have for Cullen on the shelf. I think the only one, Dublin Liberties, I think is the only one that I don't believe anybody knows I don't know if anybody knows what's going to happen with them. They paused production. They let their entire staff, their production staff go. I know their master blender has moved on. Also, naturally, I started drinking. Seemed like a good fix. Yeah, my husband. They kind of have a rule when they're working on something. If they're going to be using power tools, then yeah, no, they can drink beer, but no liquor until after, just for safety reasons. Especially when we were tree trimming a couple years ago, that was a definite rule. I'm a little bit behind. Let me catch up here. Eric has a Teeling 14-year PX cask. That sounds yummy. Let me tell you, those Teeling, the Wonders of Wood series, that's some good Teeling whiskey. And I don't typically like their single pot still, like their regular single pot still. I just do not like it all. But they've got some good bottles. So I've never been huge into Teeling, but I've definitely liked a lot of the stuff I've had. Hey, JD, how are you doing? Cheers. You like the green spot, especially at $20 when it's at Costco. Oh, cursed you guys and your Costco liquor. Just like the Bushmills 12 for $29 there. Yeah, we can't have that here. I'm in a control state, and that means no liquor at Costco. I think the most you're going to get at Costco is Irish cream. I don't even think they had Kahlua there. I think Irish cream was the only one they had there. The red wine cask in the Leoval Barton is noticeable but subtle. I love the 46%. Yeah, I like that they beefed up the ABV. I definitely like that. Mute my phone since it's like my husband's going outside. You can hear from the ring. All right, so we are going to pour the last one in the wine series. And this last one is a nod to our friends in Canada. This is Quailsgate. So let me pour this last one again at 46% ABV. And then we'll talk about each one of these. And this one is great. Yeah, I did, obviously. This is a 700. I ordered that overseas. I don't think you could get that No, I know you couldn't get it in Ohio at the time. I think I might have got it from Mitchell and Son, to be honest. A lot of internet buffering here in Las Vegas this afternoon. Damn, when the last 2 days could cause a lot of problems. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, I kind of wonder if we're going to start having problems. Um, I hope not this summer. Last summer, when we had some really hot days, we would get emails from the power company asking us to conserve our electricity. Um, I do have a Google data center not too far from me. So never used to get those, but we've had a couple really hot summers. So luckily we have a basement, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, cheers, Doug Petty. I mostly buy my spots at the Loop and the Dublin Airport. That's a great place to pick them up. Earlier this year, you picked up Louisville Barton for €60. That's a really good price. Dublin Distillery had Blue Spot for 180 after. Oh yeah, you do get the VAT return. Yeah, yeah. See, those are great prices. I think the problem is here. I don't. I've talked about this. The red breast and the spots. I just IDL just has gone a little bit wonky with their pricing, and they just keep bringing them higher and higher and higher. And I will say, I mean, it used to be, Blue Spot here. Second they put it on the shelf, it was gone. Like it was same day out the door. And now at $150, they're sitting. So I mean, I guess the good thing is you're able to get these whiskeys now a lot easier. The downside is you're going to pay for it. And I'm hoping that they have realized that, there is a limit as to how much people are willing to pay. And it's not just Blue Spot. Red Breast PX is 150 here too, which is nuts. I do not get paid for that. I get mine from somewhere. Folsom Wine and Spirits had I think it was $70, and then a friend of mine just orders. We just all order it together, and when she's coming through, she just drops it off. It's just there's a limit. Oh, where at? Oh, the Kensington Wine Market. Teeling single cask 16-year bourbon cask with so good tropical bomb. Can't replace it, so nurse it now. Kensington Wine Market has some really great stuff. That's some really great stuff. Let's see who else. We get them here in Vegas. Temps have hit 106 already. Good Lord. I'm dying at like 85. I'm not ready for the heat yet. Hey, Orlando, Mr. Rom, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. It was a hot one today. I still went out and walked. My husband did power washing, trying to get everything ready on the house. Oh, thank you for introducing me to the Bushmills Causeway line. I think they're fantastic. Bushmills Causeway, guys, if you come across one, snag it up. Most of them are cast strength. They're all unique finishes. They're all so good. Yeah, I have several of them right behind me here. Fortunate to have some of the ones from Australia. I've brought back the ones from Ireland. That's one of the ones that I have. Alex Thomas signed it for me. We actually bought it at Bushmills a couple years ago. But they are all so good. I'm way behind. Hey, it's your Salty Cat 262. I've never seen Red Spot before, but now seeing them in stores for $199. I'm guessing it's not worth that price. You'll like it. Ugh, that's a little high. It's very good. Honestly, out of all the spots, it's my absolute favorite. It's a Marsala cast finish, and it's delicious. It's just that is, though, I think it's more than that here, actually. I think that kind of is what it is now. I'm remembering the good old days. Well, I mean, it's the same price here. And they don't, I think that one is one that I have not seen on a shelf in a bit. I don't know if you're in a control state where the price might come down a little bit. It is an outstanding whiskey. We'll see what everybody else says here. Hey, Debbie, cheers to you. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, let me make sure I didn't. All right, I didn't miss a good comment. All right. So I want to start here with the Layable Barton. Now, this is the standard green spot Irish whiskey, and this one has been then finished in some casks from Chateau Layable Barton, and this is an ex-Burgundy wine cask that this has been finished on. So gorgeous color on this. This one came out, I believe it was, I want to say like 2020, 2021. Might have actually, you know what? No, it was earlier than that. It was earlier than that because I was first introduced to this in 2017. Oh, love all the fruit on the nose on this. It's crazy how fruity it is. So my introduction to this, my cousin from Chicago was going to be coming into town, into Ohio for an event, and I had asked her if she could pick me up a green spot at Benny's because we didn't have it here in Ohio yet. And so she grabbed the bottle, handed it to me, and I realized she had bought the wrong one. Instead of buying regular green spot, she bought the Layable Barton. So I tried it, absolutely loved it. I think the first time we drank it was actually with friends at a Red Solo Cups. And after this bottle, it did come to Ohio. I ended up I think I'm probably on my like 6th or 7th bottle of the Layable Barton. Doug had the pleasure to try the Causeway 1991 23-year-ish American Oak. I have that one behind me, I think. I think that's it. 1991? No, mine's 99. Yeah, I have the 1999 American Oak. I think it was the last release that they had of the Causeways. The Causeways used to be, they used to release them every single year, and they would release a couple for Ireland, usually a more aged one, and then one that was around 10 to 12ish years old. And then they would release one. They released a Canadian one. They would release one for, I think they did a UK market one. They did Germany. You know, they'd have these different releases. They did Australia, and they did that for a few years. And then I think as you know, the bottom kind of fell out of the whiskey market in general. They have not had another one since, which is kind of disappointing because I really enjoy them. I think they're great. They really showcase, you know, the skills of the master blender. So the only issue is the price. Hey Ben, with the spot. How are you doing? Cheers to you. We're drinking through some spot whiskeys. I'm on Chateau Layable Barton. If you like red fruit, if you like berries, this thing is like all berries. It's like raspberry and cream on the nose. Yeah, the palate is it's raspberries and cream. It's got a nice little spice at the end of it, where that pot still kind of balances out all that sweetness. No more causeways expected until that would not surprise me, Doug. When we visited that distillery in 2024, it was not operational. And it's a gorgeous multi-million dollar facility. I love how they have it set up so that once you're in the control room in the center, you can literally see production from one end of the distillery to the other. Had been open 6 months and was quiet. Driving home from a two-year-old's birthday party. Yeah, you could use a drink. Doug didn't like Red Spot. Honestly, Red Spot is his least favorite. Spice was too much and the flavor is lacked for me. Only tried one bottle, so limited pour. There's a lot of different ones that people like. But the people seem to all have their favorites of the spots. I've got some friends a ton of friends that love the blue. Absolutely love the blue. Blue isn't my favorite, but Madeira isn't really my favorite either. Malaga isn't, I don't usually go for Malaga. So yellow, although yellow, I've grown, you know, I always said I didn't like yellow, and yellow's grown on me. And honestly, it's been a while since I've had them all. So never know. Might have to try them again. Hey, cheers. Show me the proof. thank you for joining us. We're having some spot whiskeys, talking about the spot whiskeys. JD is still babying his Causeway Poland Limited Plum Brandy at 59.6%. His wife is going back in 5 days to pick up another bottle. I would definitely grab. I love. I need to do a Causeway stream. It's been a while. I don't reach out. I'll reach out. I know Alex wouldn't be available, but maybe she can. Maybe there's somebody from the distillery who could join us, and we could kind of walk through some of these Causeway releases. All till 2027. Well, I know that I will be grabbing them. I can tell you that. Hey, Joe. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Hey, Donald. Hope you're doing good. Donald, I have a trip next weekend, and then I'm going to get a hold of you, and we're going to schedule a stream. Life stinks. It has been way too busy, but we got to get that down. But that is, I love talking with Donald. It's so much fun. Doug has 4 bottles of Blue Spot, 2 of Layoville Barton, 2 each of green and yellow. That's a lot of spots. You have a really nice collection of spots. I think we can organize the blind review. I pass on Yellow Spot as redacted as like $40 cheaper and better. See, I do like Power Lane better. I would agree with you there. I like it better than yellow. But yellow has grown on me. Hey, Joe the Sample Guy. Cheers to you. Donald loves spot whiskeys. Donald, what is your favorite of the wine series? I poured all 3. We're starting with Layoville Barton. I poured them in order that they released. And now I'm going to be trying what is actually my least favorite of the series, which is a Chateau Montelena. So this is the one that is finished in Zinfandel wine casks from Chateau Montelena in Napa Valley, California. Again, 46% ABV. So that is kind of nice that they bumped up the ABV on all of these wine finish bottles. This one, I swear, you can just smell the spice on this one. It is definitely a lot spicier. See, much lighter color. Much lighter color on this one. It's got a year on it. No, it doesn't. So again, the first with the Burgundy, getting tons of just a raspberry and cream kind of notes on it. A little bit drying, just a slightly drying at the end, a little spicy at the end. This one is finished in a Zinfandel cask. Layoville Barton and Quails Gate and Chateau Montelena. That's my 3 order too. Eric said Chateau Montelena is his least favorite as well. I have some people that absolutely love it, but batch 2 Blue Spot hitting the spot tonight. I did have a batch 2. I think that was the last one that I just emptied. I'd had 2 batch 1s and then a batch 2. Hey, cheers, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts. They have 2 videos dropping. One is dropping tomorrow, right, guys? I think the premiere is tomorrow. And the other one I thought it said was the 12th. So make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification bell so that you can catch their videos. Yellow Spot is a 12-year age statement. Any idea how old the Green Spot is? Yeah, the Green Spot, they said it's around 8 years. It's a non-age stated whiskey, but from digging into it, they've kind of, certain interviews have exposed that it's about 8 years old, roughly. I don't know, sit closer to my screen. Dang, you're on top of your game. I go through and I look to see who's all going to be live after me. And I saw that your videos popped up. And so I hit the notification bell so I can watch them. what determines what is a green spot? The single pot still the green spot. What determines it is the finish and the maturation. So green spot is it's a 50-50 blend of a malted to malted barley, but it is bourbon and sherry cask finish. Now there's no bourbon and sherry cask maturation, I should say. There's no finish on it. The difference being yellow spot, that is a bit older. That also has a Malaga cask finish on it, on the yellow spot. Then if you go a little older, then you get to red spot, which red spot has a Marsala finish on it. So it's all the base whiskey, but then they do some finishing. The blue spot is not quite as old as the yellow or the red. That one is cask strength, and then that one is a Madeira cask finish. So they start with this base spirit, and then as they age and do finishes to it, is how they determine what they're going to call it. And after this, then after we try these three, we're going to get into the gold spots, which I also have both of those. And even those were a little bit different. Yeah, I thought it's 7 to 10. I think the one article I read said 8, but I'm sure they probably just ballparked it right in the middle. Make sure I don't miss any of your questions. You see, I've Redbreast 27. I have batch 4. What batch is mine? Is batch 2. I think there's like that much left, or did we finish it? We might have finished it. I will not buy another one just yet. The price is just ridiculous. I think it's $800 here. When my husband bought me that one, it was $500. So yeah, batch 2 I enjoyed. Batch 1 was phenomenal. Batch 3 I did not like. I thought it was way too much grapefruit. I don't think I've had batch 4. I think I meant to have batch 4 at the Dublin Irish Festival last year, and I just got too busy working the festival and never got a chance to get away and try it. I'm going to try to make that a priority this year, but it's going to be a little crazy. My husband and I always were committee co-chairs at the Dublin Irish Festival. We were in the darts tent all weekend. And this year, they have decided they're going to be putting in a bar, like a whiskey tent. I think it's mostly beer, into our tent. So they're shifting us down a little bit and putting a bar in the corner. So we've never had to deal with a bar and people standing in line for beer before. So we've got to make sure we have enough volunteers, because that's going to get a little chaotic. So we've done this for many, many years, and it's a fun time, but I think we're getting to the point where we miss enjoying the festival, which we can't really do because we're there working the whole weekend. And you just smell the spice on the nose on this one. For the Montelena, I get a lot more of the vanilla. I don't really get fruit like I did with the Layeville Barton. But I get a lot of spice. It's very drying at the end as well. Very drying. As a Scotch nerd with access to lots of independent bottles for very good prices, I have a hard time getting the spots, but Powers John's Lane is a value. You know, you can't get much better than John's Lane. I tell you, I even like it, I think, over the cask strength of the version. Use so much apricot and vanilla and fruit with that one. I really enjoy it. I think it's a bargain. I think it's a great deal. Mitchell and Son splotch paint for people. Yep. We went over that. Yep. That's what it was. It was the green used to be 10-year and yellow was, I think the yellow was 12. I always forget how old blue is. I keep wanting to say blue's 9, but that's Gold Spot. Hey, cheers, Mike Meyer. How are you doing? We're drinking through some spots. We are on our last spot here. So the last one in this series was released 2 or 3 years ago. And this one is Quail's Gate. This one I was very excited about. This is finished in a Pinot Noir wine cask, which I love Pinot Noir. It's one of my favorite wines. And this one is from Quail's Gate, which is a winery in Canada. Now, I have not had this one. I don't think since I reviewed it. So this one, I'm kind of getting that berry cream nose too, but it's more blackberry. It's like a darker berry than the, maybe a little cherry. But it's definitely a little darker than the Layeville Barton. Yeah, that Layeville Barton is definitely all raspberry and strawberry. Whereas the Quail Skate's a little bit darker fruit. Donald, let me know what you get on these as well. Ah, the Powers 3 Swallow. If you like that one, if you ever come across the Power Signature, snap those up. That is one of my favorite discontinued bottles to pick up. And that was the predecessor to 3 Swallows. They discontinued the Power Signature and created the 3 Swallow. And 3 Swallows has a little more sherry cask finish in it than the Signature did. Signature was just more bourbon. And the 3 Swallows is younger. And I miss Signature. I have a backup of Signature. I've got one open here. It's a brilliant bottle. British Columbia. Is that where the is that where Quail Skate is? I used to know. I should have looked up my notes before the stream. Still unprepared, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, this is definitely getting more blackberry, more cherry. Definitely, you're still getting a vanilla note. Yeah, Signature was a banger for sure. Yeah, every time I come across one, I try to buy it. I did a video a couple years ago, and Signature and Tullamore Dew Phoenix. If you come across them in a store, snap them, buy them up. They're discontinued and they're great. Does anyone find the Quail Skate finish in the US? You probably can still find them on shelves here or there. It's been out for a while, but you'll probably still find some stores with some Dusties on the shelf. And they are still producing it. I don't think it was a one and done because I've seen more Layeville Barton. I don't even know if we have it here. We do not. All right, so you won't find it in Ohio, but yeah, you should still, from when the original release was, you should still find one shelf. Quail Skate is in the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. That's what that word was in script. There's like a tiny little word here under Quail's Gate, and I could not freaking read it. That's what that is. So the palate, I don't get as much of the berry. I do get the berry. And it's definitely leaning more into blackberry. A lot of vanilla. Huge amount of vanilla. It's like vanilla cream. There's not really any spice. It falls a little flat for me. Okanagan. Is that how you pronounce that? Okanagan. Alrighty. I've never had their winery, the wine from there. Of course, I've not been to British Columbia, but I'm not seeing the wine from there. Yep, that's how it's pronounced. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the Layeville Barton. Yeah, the Layeville Barton's just, it's not as sweet as the Quail Skate, but it just seems like it's got more going on. Like there's a little bit, there's more spice to balance out that sweetness, to balance out all that berry. I don't get the vanilla quite as much. And Quail Skate isn't bad, it just falls a little flat. Hey, Josh Fritz. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to move these off to the side, and I'm going to pour my last two spots here to try side by side. 2 more glasses. Yeah, that one. Washed all these glasses. Yeah, before the stream, but I did not dry them. There's still a little water in them. All right, Let me find these others here. Did I take that one? Yeah, I did. All right. So the last two we are going to do here is the first anniversary bottle that released to celebrate 135 years of Michelin Spun. And this was released at Whiskey Live Dublin a few years ago, and that was the Gold Spot 9-year. Now, this one is, let me see if I can remember. It was finished in bourbon casks, sherry butts, port wine pipes, and Bordeaux wine casks. Those were the four. It was also released at a little higher ABV at 51.4%. So this one was one that sold out everywhere. It was harder to find. I'm not sure if you might be able to find a bottle here and there, because I'm sure people probably priced it insane. Which I love the color on this. The color is so pretty. But that one was a release that came out for Whiskey Live Dublin. Have you tried the Bushmills 8-year? I have not seen an 8-year yet. The 10 is the only one I've seen, but it might, I mean, unless it's releasing in Ireland. I'm so out of loop. Oh, don't go there in August at the Quail Skate. It'll be 100 more. Yeah, I'm good on 100 degrees. I don't even want to be here when it's 100. It was, like I said, it was 85 today, and it was toasty. It was toasty. I'm heading to Dublin next month and plan on doing the Teeling tour. Middleton is too far away. We'll be with non-whiskey people, so staying close to Dublin. Teeling is the best bet in the area. Another place you could visit, Mike, that even non-whiskey people would probably get a kick out of is Pierce Lyons. Their distillery is in an old church, and they still have the stained glass windows, so it's gorgeous. And so non-whiskey people would probably still get a kick out of that too. Another thing that you could do while you're there, while non-whiskey people are having a look at Trinity College right across the way, is James Fox Dublin, which is a big Irish whiskey store. You can actually bottle your own Irish whiskey there and make your own. I think it's Teeling. You can make your own blend. And the Irish Whiskey Museum is right next door to that. So that's right across the street from Trinity College. So check those out. I'm trying to think of another. Those would probably be my bets for you. Teeling, I've heard it's got a great tour. We never did get to Teeling. The first time we went up to Bushmills there, and this was back in 2016. So there wasn't a lot open at that time. But we went to Bushmills. We went to Kilbeggan. We went to Tullamore. That was the only ones we went to. Yeah, I think those were the three we went to. We've been to Cork. We just never made it to Middleton. 2 trips there, and I still haven't made it to Middleton. Although I'm like I said, you guys know a lot of my favorite distilleries are in County Down, so I've been to all those. Yeah, Leopold Barton is number 1 out of all the spots, even though I've tried the 2 gold spots. I still like the red. The red's probably but it's been a long time. Tastes change. I need to go back and check them out. The gold spots were gone in Minnesota the minute they hit the shelves. Yeah. The same here. My friend and I actually drove. We probably put 200 miles on his car that day, going to 3 different stores trying to find Gold Spot when it first released, and we got 1 bottle, and that was it. And luckily, I'd gotten one from Ireland when it first released, but yeah, it was nuts. Gold Spot. Oh, there you go. Gold Spot is sitting on a grocery store shelf in Greater New Orleans area, maybe 150. Which Gold Spot though? So this is the kicker about Gold Spot. So after they released that one, just 2 years ago, they released and of course, when Gold Spot first came out, they told us this is a one-time only thing, which created some of the hype. That is just to celebrate our anniversary. Well, then in 2024, they released another Gold Spot, the Generations Edition, which is a 13-year. Now, this one, they dropped the ABV down to 46%. This one is matured in bourbon, sherry, and Recitio della Vella, and Sugar Kitty was here. Sugar Kitty always helps me pronounce this. Anyway, wine cast from Italy. So I picked this up at the Friend at Hand shop in Belfast. And not quite as dark a color on that one. Oh, it's getting toasty in here. It was hot out today. Hope you can't hear my fan going. We're trying to get everything ready for our trip to Kentucky next weekend. We're doing the Bourbon Trail. We're going to different places. Had to go and get some groceries for our house sitter. So she's taken care of. Which I'm glad we got a house sitter because I've been binge watching Squatters Get the F Out of My House on Hulu, which I watched it because I told my husband, let me watch it first and let me see if it's going to make you mad. And if it's something that's going to make you mad, I'm not going to have you watch it because you're just going to get irate. And I'm watching it and my blood pressure is going up. So I'm like, nope. So I'm like, glad we have a house sitter. It's great. It's just some crazy stuff. Yeah, Pierce Lyons has made. They have some really good whiskey, but I think the facility itself is just so nice. Yeah, that I think even people that aren't into whiskey would really enjoy a trip there just to see how this old historic church has been converted into a distillery. You should write an Irish whiskey travel advisor book. I think we'd all buy it. I've made, yeah, I've gone to quite a few of them. Even before there started being organized whiskey tours, we squeezed in quite a few into our trip. And actually, the first time I ever had Green Spot was at the Garvian in Galway. We wanted to go into O'Connell's and it was packed, and so we ended up there and we wanted to pour a whiskey, and the bartender recommended it. Oh, our digital edition. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like a video of some, depending on where you're going in the country, of some of the distilleries that I would recommend. And I do usually like I know Middleton's a big one, and I try to hit the little ones too because I think you get a really good experience when you hit the little ones as well. Here you guys are talking about Pierce Lyons. Pierce Lyons has got, like I said, they've got some good whiskey. I agree with Donald. Still can't bring myself to open the Teeling 21-year Silver Reserve 1991 distillate I found in Nova Scotia many years ago. The oldest Teeling I had was, and it was just a tasting. I didn't own a bottle, but it was a 32-year finished in purple Muscat, and it was good. But I liked the 29-year better. But it was good. It was good whiskey. Oh, you can't wait to hear about your Kentucky Bourbon Trail trip when you return. Yeah, I'll definitely do a stream with some bottles that I got down there. We're going to four of the ones we have planned like events at. We booked some tasting events at Four Roses, at Wild Turkey, at Larrikin. We're going to be popping into some others in the area. We didn't book like full organized distillery tours because, I mean, and it's no offense to anybody, but you've toured a few whiskey distilleries, you get it, you understand the process. There's not a whole lot different, just distillery by distillery. We did go to Stitzel Weller last time we were down there because that place has so much history. 100% worth it. Really enjoyed that tour in Louisville, but we're staying closer to Lexington, Lawrenceburg area this time. So we're going to be popping around a bunch of those. I did offer to go to Maker's Mark, even though I absolutely hate it. Not a Maker's Mark fan at all. Any of them. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we try to get down there we go with friends. We try to do a weekend every couple of friends. I mean, it's nice. I'm 3 hours from Louisville, 3 hours from Lexington, so it's not really a bad drive at all. You house sit, pet sit for quite a few friends. Even flew to wow, you are a good friend. Flew to San Antonio to pet sit for friends. Yeah, she just got to watch the house. We actually have her dogs going elsewhere, so she didn't have to deal with that. But and I didn't even think about it. I'm just like, yeah, come up, crash here. We'll stock the fridge. You can watch the cable, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I'm telling you, after watching that squatter show, it has me like paranoid to ever sell a house. Holy gosh. I mean, it's insane. It is completely freaking insane. Or am I going to do any live streaming? I might, it depends if I'm not going to do any myself, but I know if Ben goes live on Friday night, I might pop on. Just at least come in and say hi. It depends on how tired I am too. It's supposed to be a hot one down in Kentucky this weekend. Before I went to Ireland in May 2022, before I knew how to channel, you gave me a bunch of advice. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I'd only been to a few of them at that point. Is anybody going to Belfast Whiskey Week? I am not going to be going. Unfortunately, that is the same week that we have the Dublin Irish Festival here in Ohio. But if you are available that time, if you want to go have a good time, hang out in a great city of Belfast. Belfast Whiskey Week is a really cool event. Tickets are available on belfastwhiskeyweek.com right now. They have a lot of unique events, a lot of fun stuff planned, a lot of different kind of stuff. And it's just you'll get a chance also to see Belfast, which I absolutely love. Check out the Whiskey Thief and maybe stop in Cox Creek. Oh, thank you for the tips. Love Larrikin. We've never been there before, so I'm excited to see it. As I say, there's no such thing as a good Maker's Mark. Josh, Donald Rance and I will both tell you, to us, Maker's Mark comes off like cherry NyQuil, like cherry cough syrup. You're going back down on Thanksgiving. So I get a lot of cinnamon and vanilla and spice on the 9-year Gold Spot. I know, Amy, you said you were drinking this one. Yeah, that comes off vanilla, whole lot of spice. There's a little berry note. I get cinnamon as the spice on this, baking spice on this one. Almost reminds me kind of like I believe I've said this before. It reminds me like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Yeah, it's a lot like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Everybody giving Josh heck. I don't like make and people have tried. People have sent me everything makers. And I think there was one I liked that was like a private edition barrel something that they got at the distillery. And I drank that one. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Aside from that, I mean, people have had me try the cask strength. They've sent me the FAE02, a sample from that. Tried the French one that's out. I just do not like it. It is not a fan. Not a fan at all. And we do the cast series here. So they do the stave finish series here, to where they do the funky staves. They all have funky notes like State Fair and Grandma's Cookies and things like that. All right, I'm gonna try now the 13-year Gold Spot. So the 9-year, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, like spicy cinnamon at the finish, a lot of vanilla. The 13, immediately you get a lot more fruit on the nose. Whereas the 9, you get a lot of vanilla. But the 13 is a lot fruitier. You still get the vanilla, but you get more fruit. Kind of getting a little bit of a cherry. That spicy finish toned way down. Now, some of that could be the ABV, but they're not that far apart. The 13 is a 46%, and the 9 is a 51%. So they're really not that far apart in ABV. It's just the introduction of that Italian wine cask has really beefed up the fruity notes, but kind of toned down the spice as well. Most people like the 9 better. I'm one of the few people that I actually gravitate towards the 13 a little more. It's just me. Well, it is 7 o'clock, guys. Thank you for joining me and having some fun with some spots today. It's 7 o'clock, so if you're gonna pop over to Kilco stream, tell him I said hi. If you end up at Anthony's stream, please tell him I said hi. Probably jump in there later. I might end up popping into someone's pub style stream either on Friday or Saturday night when I'm down in Kentucky. I will not be here next week, but the week after, I'll do a wrap up of the Kentucky trip, show you what I got, and we'll drink some American whiskey. And until then, Sláinte, have a great rest of your week.